Welcome to the City Current Radio Show. I'm your host, Jeremy Park. We're always honored to bring you inspiring stories of individuals and organizations making a difference, empowering the good, and also sharing some exciting news. And in this case, we get to talk about tourism and the global reach of Memphis. We're joined by the president and CEO of Memphis Tourism, Kevin Kane. And Kevin, let's start out. How are you doing?
Jeremy, I'm doing great, and thank you for asking. And we're doing a lot better in tourism and hospitality. People are coming back to Memphis, and by great numbers, I might add. It started about the first week of March, and it has remained strong since then. And as people get more shots in the arm and feel more comfortable to travel, and as the CDC and the Shelby County Health Department relax restrictions, people are getting out, people are coming to town.
So let's start with some context. Give us, when you talk about Memphis tourism, give us a little bit of your vantage point in terms of what you do so we kind of understand the context, and then we'll dive into all the good news.
Well, tourism and hospitality, Jeremy, is a $4 billion industry. At least we were before the pandemic. And that supported at that time, all the way to early March of last year, over 50,000 jobs. Obviously, the employment took a big hit, about 40 to 50%. And the revenue obviously took a great hit. And the total visitors, which in 2019, we welcomed close to 13 million tourists here. Last year, it dropped to 5.7 million. So, we took a big hit. And what does that mean to the community? Well, it means jobs, number one. Number two, it means tax revenue that is so important to Shelby County and to the city of Memphis and to the state of Tennessee. But we're seeing that turn around. We started in late last fall, we started seeing a little bit of movement, and we got very encouraged. But as we got into 2021 and got through the winter, once March hit, we saw people were coming out in big numbers. And, we have supported that with one of the things that we do is obviously advertise and promote our destination around the country and around the world for that matter. And we spent $2.5 million in the fourth quarter of last year of just promoting Memphis, that we were open for business, that there was a lot to experience here. And we blanket about a 600-mile drive radius of Memphis, going all the way through the far part of Texas, all the way past Atlanta to the east and up through Chicago to the north. So it's paid great dividends for us. And boy, we are seeing a lot of people come back here. Hotel occupancies, which is one of the barometers that we look at, we're 10% higher than the national average right now of hotel occupancy. So we're very encouraged and very excited about that. So I think we're well on our way to a recovery that is very important to Memphis and Shelby County.
How much do you think plays a part of this in terms of Shelby Farms Park, Overton Park, and the outdoor piece of this, Tomley Park and those renovations in terms of what's going on there, but the beautiful riverfront. So the ability to enjoy outside opportunities, and even Beale Street, how much of that do you think plays in with just the tourism coming in and trusting Memphis as a great experience?
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, because outdoor recreation and outdoor tourism has been a big buzzword and something that's been very important through the pandemic, because people felt safer outdoors, obviously. And we have, as you know, so many outdoor amenities here, from Shelby Farms to the great mighty bridge walk over to Arkansas from downtown Memphis and points in between. I think we got now close to 150 miles of biking and biking trails and walking trails throughout Shelby County, with the Green Line and other things that connect to that from one end of the county to the other. So, and great parks and great outdoor amenities. So we got a lot to sell here, and we got a lot for people to do here from an outdoors point of view. And I think it's paying dividends for us. I think people are coming here exclusively for that.
You mentioned the hotel and running 10% above national average, which is awesome. We also, too, have had some new hotels open up. So talk about some of the recent hotel developments and kind of what's on the horizon for the hotels.
Well, in the last year and a half, we had the Hilton Garden Inn, we had the Canopy by Hilton, we had a number of hotels that opened up along 3rd Street downtown. Recently, we just opened the new Hyatt Centric in downtown Memphis, and they're going to add 2 more hotels to their campus over the next couple of years. So we're just really excited. We've added, we weren't asleep not doing anything during the pandemic. We improved the Renasant Convention Center that used to be the Cook Convention Center. And with a $200 million, I don't even like to call it, calling it a renovation is not doing it justice. It's really a total transformation of a 40-plus-year-old building and made it brand new inside and out with very modern amenities. You feel like you're in a first-class hotel when you walk through that building from the time you get out of the parking garage to the time you walk through the entire building. And for the first time, we took advantage of the river. The convention center, as you know, is located on the banks of the Mississippi River, but we had solid concrete walls through most of that building. Well, we've opened that up, the entire west side of the building, with beautiful outdoor terraces and floor-to-ceiling glass that you can see as soon as you enter the main concourse from the Main Street side. You can see through to the outside, looking towards Arkansas and the Mississippi River. And I'm telling you, it's an amenity that's going to be great for our meetings and conventions and trade show industry as we get going again post-pandemic.
Talk about what that means for our city in terms of strategic conferences and things that now puts Memphis in the playing field. So in other words, having this transformation was really important for a lot of reasons. But when you talk about the strategy of where it places us as a destination, it's really critical, especially within that sweet spot of conferences that are looking at Memphis as an opportunity.
Well, convention center renovation, I think we had 32 breakout rooms. Most of them had columns. They had very low 9 foot ceilings, I think. It was an audio visual presenter's nightmare with a lot of hard walls instead of air walls that you could make a room smaller or bigger depending on the groups. So we had very limited flexibility in that building. Now we have over 50 breakout meeting rooms. I think the lowest meeting height is 25 feet. We have air walls almost everywhere, so we can make rooms larger or smaller depending on the group. And we did something really revolutionary in our main exhibit hall, which was a concrete floor, acoustically challenged, as you can imagine, 120,000 square foot hall. Well, we carpeted and put sound baffles in there, put a new ceiling in there, new lighting. You could it looks like a ballroom. It's so beautiful. And it's 100,000+ square feet. So, we could say we got probably one of the largest ballrooms now between Las Vegas and Atlanta. So we're very excited about what that building will be able to do for us as we are going forward. Meetings and trade shows are very important to bring out-of-town groups here, which is very important. But, the convention center is very important to companies like FedEx, AutoZone, International Paper. So, in St. Jude, we need a first-class convention center for Memphis companies as bad as we do to try to bring people from out of town here, out-of-town businesses here as well. So it kind of serves many masters, and we're just very excited. We think it's going to pay huge dividends for us for decades to come. And let me also say to the listeners, we paid for that 100% with non-property tax dollars. All of that financing for those bonds, $200 million, came through a combination of the tourism development zone or the hotel motel lodging tax, which is only paid at hotels when you stay in hotels, which are mostly visitors. So, we didn't tap the Memphis or Shelby County citizens for this. It was paid for by the visitor economy.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. You talk a lot about the power of the outside dollar, especially when it comes to the investment in Memphis. Carry that forward in terms of why this tourism is so important, because you're bringing in these outside dollars that are coming into our economy versus the local dollars, which are important, but bringing in these outside dollars really gives us a huge advantage.
Well, no doubt about that. If when your paycheck is generated in Memphis, as mine is, and it is spent mostly in Memphis, and we are recirculating existing dollars. At the peak, this was over a $4 billion spend industry. That money's coming in from all over the world into the Memphis economy, generating Memphis taxes. It's probably the cleanest revenue to generate taxes of anything you could hope for. because the tourism dollar is not Memphis dollars. It's dollars that are coming from, that was generated from other communities around the world.
You mentioned the vaccine count, is increasing. I've received my second, and now I'm way beyond that threshold of the 2 weeks, and so that's exciting for our family. And I agree. Like, once you see the vaccine numbers increase, the tourism increase, all these good signs, what makes you excited as you look at the next 12 to 24 to 36 months ahead? What are some of the things that really make you excited?
Well, a couple of things. Number one, we've improved our product during the pandemic. New hotels were built. The convention center went through a major renovation. The airport in the next couple of months will reopen their center concourse, which will be modernized and beautiful and technically advanced. So when one end of the county to the other, construction was an industry that did not get, the door was not shut because of the pandemic. It kept going, and it kept going strong. And we've got better amenities, more amenities, and we're going to have a new face both at our airport and at our convention center to greet these people when they start traveling again. So I'm very excited about that. The second thing I'm excited about is that after people being basically kind of stifled on the ability to travel, to enjoy other parts of the world or other, do things in a free sort of way because of the pandemic, you're going to see people bust loose. They're going to take that dream trip that they wanted to take. They're going to go to those concerts that they wanted to go to, that sporting event that they wanted to go to, where the attendance has been so limited over the last year, if you could go at all in person. So, we feel that over the next few years, that the tourism and hospitality industry is going to see some tremendous growth. And Memphis and Shelby County is well positioned to capture a lot of those dollars. So it would not surprise me at all that we do not get back to pre-pandemic numbers, by the middle of probably 2022. And certainly next year, and even the latter part of this year, 2021. But next year, we think we're gonna be setting records with visitors and people coming here, which is going to be good for Memphis businesses from one end of the county to the other. So we're just excited. We think we got a bullish future in store for us, and we're just ready to get this COVID pandemic in our rearview mirror.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned the renovations at the airport, because I agree with you. That's, right as they come into our city, they get a brand new look and feel. And then to your point, all the way through, so many new exciting things to take advantage of. Right. One of the things I think that flies under the radar for Memphis tourism is your support of the local community. And I think you have Arts at the Airport, Arts in the Airport with the airport, where you're supporting that program for the Shelby County school students to put their artwork there and display. And that's a really cool thing. You've been a longtime supporter of cityCURRENT and our efforts to power the good, which we greatly appreciate. Talk about on your end that local support that Memphis tourism infuses into the community as well.
Well, we first and foremost are a tourism agency that exists to bring visitors and groups and sporting events and conventions to our community to generate economic impact and to support jobs and to grow jobs in Memphis and Shelby County. So we're kind of like a chamber of commerce that is focused on tourism and hospitality. But we are also a very strong community advocate, and we're a member of the Memphis and Shelby County community. So we do support a lot of our great amenities that do so many things for making Memphis and Shelby County a better place. And, even if they're not tourism related in some cases, so we try to certainly be a good community supporter, community citizen, to support those initiatives that are working hard to make Memphis a better place. Now, unfortunately, we can't support everybody and everything. There's our limits to what we can do, but we do reach out to a number of things outside of pure tourism and hospitality that we feel that may have a thread to tourism, may not, but it's most importantly, it exists to make Memphis and Shelby County a better place. Because if you make Memphis and Shelby County a better place, that's going to help bring more visitors here.
Absolutely. Well, we greatly appreciate it. What's something you wish everyone knew about Memphis tourism?
Well, I think that what a lot of people don't realize is we're all over the world. I've got an office in London, Germany, France, New Zealand, Australia. We got representatives in Japan and China. So we basically cover the whole world footprint with people that are promoting Memphis day in and day out. That's one of their job responsibilities, to promote Memphis and to talk about the great things that are happening here. So whether they're meeting with journalists or travel writers or broadcasters that are doing shows on various destinations around the world, or if it's selling to tour operators or to people who are, who plan trips or promote international destinations in which they want to go see. And international, as Memphis is an international destination, is a well-known international destination. Our music is globally. FedEx is globally. There's a lot of things that in this community that we touch around the world. So Memphis is no stranger once you leave the state of Tennessee. And, I just wish that most Memphians thought Memphis was as cool as people from Europe and Asia in some cases do, because, sometimes the farther you get away from Memphis, the more popular we become. Sometimes we'd love to make Memphians tourists in their hometown and proud of their hometown. And I know we have challenges. We all know we're dealing with issues, things that we would want to see better here. But I will tell you that there's a lot more right with this community than there is wrong, and we got a lot to be proud about.
We'll wrap up with contact information, website. Where do we go to learn more about Memphis tourism?
Well, there's two places. MemphisTravel.com is our primary website, but we also have a very popular blog that usually is in either first place or second place as the best blog in Memphis, and that's I Love Memphis blog. So a lot of Memphians go to I Love Memphis to learn what's happening in the community, what the new and happening thing is, what's going on this weekend or next weekend. So there are multiple sources to find out what's happening in our community, what's different, and what's fun, and more importantly, we got a calendar of events in there that kind of list, especially now as things are really starting to heat up from a music standpoint. We're seeing we're seeing the calendar get real full with everything from GPAC with a new concert series they're going to do there, to Levitt Shell in Midtown, to a Beale Street concert series at Handy Park that's going to kick off in June, the big Mempho Festival that's going to take place at the Botanic Garden, a new location this year. So, we're seeing those types of things start happening again. It's going to bring people here, visitors here from outside of Memphis, but it's also going to get Memphians out of their houses and enjoy what this great city has to offer again.
Well, Kevin Kane, President and CEO, Memphis Tourism, thank you for all you and your amazing team do. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you, Jeremy.